Trap squad, 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 trap squad. Hey, clickbaity political. Yeah, thirst trap, trap squad, squirrel squad. Our mission is critical to speak the truth to the masses. We here for the fight. We ain't started, but we here to finish it. Sick and tired of seeing the privilege. Take advantage of the weak and the innocent. So we let our voice be heard. Every single weeknight, unapologetic. Black people, despite this white supremacist system that we live through on a daily, we still throwing up those acorns cause we represent clickbaity. Trap squad, trap squad, trap squad, let me hear ya. Trap squad, trap squad, throw those squirrels up if you with it. Trap squad, trap squad, yeah I see you, yeah I see you. Trap squad, trap squad, trap squad, trap squad, trap squad, trap squad, let me hear ya. Trap squad, trap squad, throw those squirrels up if you with it. Trap squad, yeah I see you, yeah I see you. Trap squad, trap squad, trap squad, trap squad, trap squad, trap squad.
Yeah.
Woo! Boy, I am not used to this camera, Doc. I'm telling you, hang on. I'm gonna ride with this other camera as long as I can. Hang on, let me see if I can get the other one working. Because good Googler, it makes it's time. Yeah. When you're ugly dude like me, you need the best camera you could get. It's gonna go out on me in about maybe about 25, 35 minutes at the most. How you doing, man?
It's good, man. Welcome to another episode of Clickbaity Political Thirst Trap, man. I am rocking all the way live with a camera working Pastor Benjamin Dixon. I believe Mondale Robinson possibly will be joining us tonight. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing real good. Are we frozen? Am I frozen? Let's find out if I'm frozen. I get frozen. Ben, can you hear me?
I think it was me that time, Doc. I think it's both of us. I can hear you a little bit, but I think it might be a little bit of both of us.
Okay, not a problem at all, man. Well, hey, listen, Trap Squad, can you guys hear us? Oh, it was Ben. Okay, see. All right,
yeah,
welcome.
I think you could do it.
I just paid my internet bill, so I mean, Xfinity. If y'all start tripping on me now, I got too much stuff to do. Listen, I want to start the show off with an apology. And this is not, I want to start the show off with an apology, but it's not one of these. But it's not a self-absorbed apology to the Clickbaity family, but it is an apology. You know, it's very specific. If I ever came off like I didn't care about the Trump presidency, even though I supported plenty of people that were not necessarily Democrats and stuff like that. If I ever came off like I didn't care about the Trump presidency, then please allow me to apologize to you guys. I want you guys to know that I have been again. I'm going to hold Democrats accountable, and I'm going to keep doing it. I don't care who tells me what, right? But what I am going to say is, if I ever came across like I was a fan of Trump or wasn't worried about Trump, then yeah, I got to apologize to you guys. That was not the intention, because this person is the most terrible human being, or whoever his advisors are, on the planet. The attacks on our Constitution, the attacks on our freedoms, when it comes down to just in general threatening to put troops in black areas, right? When we all know that crime across America is higher in Republican-led cities than it is in black cities, right? They even record better in Republican cities. We don't know what the actual stats are, but we know that crime has dropped 20% in major Republican cities. I mean, in major Democratic cities in comparison to Republican cities. And the reason why Republican cities have such a high crime rate is because Republicans want to put people in jail. So therefore, they find more reasons to arrest people, therefore reflecting the crime stats across the nation. Listen, I don't want anybody to think this is a game. I cannot believe that I'm saying this on air, especially on Clickbaity Political Thirst Trap, a channel that was started 5 years ago now. But I'll say this right here. Joe Biden was right. Yep. Right. Joe Biden was absolutely right when he said that they want to put y'all back in chains. The way that this is going, the election that we're about to have to fight for, the laws that are about to be changed, if you guys look at the whole overall aspect of what the Trump administration is doing right now, and I want y'all to look at it holistically, Trap Squad, Squirrel Gang. If you look at the whole theory from beginning to end, how they are trying to get rid of electronic voting machines, how they are trying to question the legitimacy of basically they test the Constitution at every measure. How Democratic states, smartly enough, I don't care how you feel about it, have to gerrymander their own districts to play the same game so they can save democracy. It's going to be violent. And y'all don't even know about the arguments that are happening within the military that I'm certain are happening. I heard rumors that are happening because did you know that 70% of enlisted men are left-leaning or Democratic?
No,
that's a real,
didn't know that.
Yeah, that's a real stat. It's not 50-50.
That's good news.
Yeah,
that's surprisingly good news.
So when Trump tries to attack black cities, it's gonna be hard. You're gonna be hard pressed to find black folks going back to their hometown and pointing guns at their neighbors or people who look like them. We are in for a doozy of the next 3 years, a doozy. And it might be longer if we don't set ourselves straight. They're going to increase voter restrictions at a high level, where if you thought in Georgia that giving water away was the last thing that they did, now they'll probably do things. I don't want to even give them any ideas because they watch shows like this to see what they can do. But it's going to get worse, right? So stay vigilant and do what you can. When they start doing things like trying to make it harder for us to vote, get out there and register. Get out there and make sure your auntie has their driver's license or their passport or whatever in God's name that they need, right? Get out there and make sure that their wheelchair has oil in it. Get out there and make sure that every kid that you know has a form of ID and register them. Find out the laws. You know what? The next show, I'm probably going to do this. And I'm going to start calling out some laws in certain states for what it takes to register to vote and what it takes to vote in general, because they are trying to destroy democracy in real time at a level that we've never seen before. So, yeah, Ben just went quiet. Y'all can listen to me. Hey, have y'all been watching my my videos on Marcus Farrell Live? Please go over there and watch them. There you go. I'm like, what happened to Ben? Okay.
Nah, I had to yell out. I had to yell out some instructions, but go ahead.
No, I'm good. I just wanted to start the show off with that.
I'm of the opinion. I don't think you have anything to apologize for. I recognize and I, to a degree, appreciate the apology, but I don't think you ever gave any impression that you were supportive of Trump. I don't think you ever gave an impression that, no. Not think. I know you never gave an impression that you were supportive of Trump. That part I know. And you were just fed up with neoliberals, as we all should be. Go ahead.
No, the problem is that Democrats are sycophants when it comes down to these folks, and refuse to allow any accountability for the tactics and the actions that they are having. So, Jamad, I see you in the comments, and thank you for that comment. But I got to tell you, there are a lot of people who think that if you criticize a Democrat in any way, then you're the Antichrist. And a couple of my TikTok posts and videos have reflected that with the responses that people have had whenever I am, because if you guys have noticed recently, if y'all been following Marcus Farrell Live or me in general, I know Ben has, I've been going ham recently on Republicans, and I think more people need to do more content on it. I think more people need to start raising their voices on it. I think we don't need to be the only ones. I think that you guys need to get out of the comment sections and start getting on the camera side of it to everybody
That
watching.
part. Yep.
To everybody watching. I ain't no gatekeeper. I'm not necessarily trying to become famous. I'm trying to deliver messages, right? By the way, I might be on MSNBC next week for the first time in a couple of years, so I'll watch out for that.
Shout out, man.
Shout out. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So yeah, congrats.
Thank you, Infinite Content. I've been putting up a lot of content about Republicans, right? And also, Ben, before I pass it back to you, I guess my thing is, since they're trying to stop Black history, then let's put Black history out there.
Oh yeah.
Since they're trying to subvert democracy, let's talk about how idiotic they are. Is that simple?
Facts. And here, let me tell you what I appreciate about you, though. Again, I don't think you had a reason to apologize, but I respect the apology because of the structure of American politics and all that kind of stuff. But what I appreciate the most, though, is that you immediately peeped what time it was. Like, you smelt the blood in the water and you're like, oh no, these cats are going all the way. You didn't use you didn't dig your heels in like some people and say, oh, well, it's still just the Democrats party. You'll say, like, yeah, it's still the Democrat Party fault, right? What people will say. You will say, hey, Democrats are a problem. I can't stand them. But y'all, Trump is trying to destroy America. Y'all, Trump is trying to destroy Black people. Y'all, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of people who may have fallen into that equation that you're describing. Again, you never supported Trump. But there's a lot of people who double, triple down because they can't find it in themselves to fight against the present threat because of how crappy Democrats are. To me, I think we at Clickbaity really do have the right approach, which is we are going to knock the living snot out of MAGA. But that right hook we give MAGA is going to circle around and smack some Democrats on the head too, because they're on the right as well. Hakeem Jeffries, he's not doing anything for us right now. I'm sorry. He's literally not doing anything to push back against this fascist movement. He's the leader of the Democratic parties, right? So why should we have any... I think we're all at the same place. And I think anybody who's not in this space right now, who's very clear about the threat as well as how we got here, I don't think that they're equipped to do what has to be done right now.
Yeah, it's I mean, the problem is that if you don't criticize the Democrats, then they're going to take the same approach and we're going to lose again. Yep, which then will make me go through the same cycle of hatred for the Democrats that make so many people think that I hate Democrats and that I support. I'm not binary. We're not binary. This show is not a binary show where it's like Democrats good, Republicans bad.
Not at all.
I mean, there's a lot of nuance to this, and anybody who doesn't want to operate with nuance, to me, is working under false premises and pretenses that they have America's best intention in mind. Now, because here's the thing, you guys have to be educated voters, right? We have a podcast because we are giving y'all our opinion, but I will say this right here: I do want to influence folks to fight in certain ways. I will admit that. The same way that I've worked in political campaigns for years, I am trying to influence people to vote for my candidate, right? Therefore, I have to check myself and make sure that candidate is talking about the right things in order for me to put my face on the line for this person. So understand this, folks. The Democratic Party is going to have one last opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe it's the midterms where we can actually bring balance to power, because I fundamentally don't think that the Trump administration has enough time to change the complete voting system by the midterms. I think it's going to be tough, right? Because like you still have to get through session, right? Like you have to get through session. Like let's talk. Let's think about it. The redistricting happens basically throughout session, unless they have special sessions, which they're having all over the country, like California just had, right? And they're going to have to figure out how to do all that rigging of the elections. It's going to take them about 3 years to do it. By the presidential election, yes, they can. They definitely can either just not have the election or whatever the hell they plan on doing, right? Which we need to think about. But by the midterms, that's going to be different. And then if there's a check and balance in the midterms, after the midterms, then we have a better opportunity of stopping Trump and his tyranny. I mean, this guy is bragging about some people call me a dictator, but no, motherfucker, that's not nothing about that is cool. I hope an eagle flies over his head, a bald eagle, an American bird, flies over his head and takes a poop on him when it comes down to this Constitution and what America really is. I made a video on it, but I'm going to say it again right now. Republicans are not Americans. Republicans are less American than the immigrants that they just deported.
That part.
The Republicans have such a lack. They are no longer allowed to fly the American flag and act patriot. Like this patriot thing, y'all are done with that because it's based on the Constitution. And the Constitution is a real thing. We had to amend that little piece of paper because that allowed people who look like me to be enslaved. But the amendments are basically as powerful as the Constitution, right? So, and you need a whole lot of votes to amend the Constitution. It's a whole different process to pass an amendment to the Constitution. I believe you need more than just a regular amount of votes. I'm sorry my civics ain't up because I've been frustrated with this whole conversation. But that does not, guys, the Democratic sycophants are the most disgusting human beings in the world because they much rather lose winning than they much rather lose doing things their way so they can have control of a party instead of win for the good of the people.
Yep.
James Clyburn doesn't care about his own primary. He's up in New York endorsing candidates to go against the progressive. Y'all, they much rather stop progressivism than stop Trump.
And stop fascism all day. The Democratic Party is complicit, right? So, and that's why, like, you know, if at this point people aren't willing to be honest about that, they're in on it, or they're just too ignorant to know the difference. I don't like calling people stupid, right? So I'm more prone to believe that they're in on it. I don't think Hakeem Jeffries is this incompetent. You can't get an average Joe politician from anywhere in the world at any point in world history and they not know how to rise to the occasion against fascism. You can't. Not after Nazi Germany, not after Mussolini, not after Franco, right? There's too many examples of what you do in the face of fascism, which we're clearly at, right? For people to sit back and say, oh, well, you know, Hakeem Jeffries is doing the best he can. How, where, who, what, when? When is he doing the best he can against fascism? So for me, it's a question of, are the Democrats capable of beating fascists? No, they're not. Not the ones that are in charge, not the establishment, the ones who are on the outer edges, the progressive, the ones that are always. Cory Bush knew what to do. Jamal Bowman knew what to do, the people who got ousted by AIPAC, but Democrats are too in bed with AIPAC, first of all, and too comfortable with corporatism to actually, the establishment, to actually do something about the threat. So for me, it's not even if you want to fight Trump, you got to get the Democrats out of the way who are giving him cover by being incompetent or complicit.
Would you put Jonathan Guerrero's comment on the screen, please?
That's what he said. Jonathan be wild. Let's see what Jonathan said this time. How far back is it?
It's like 5-10 comments back, boy. That is pretty funny. Jonathan says, Jonathan, by the way, thank you for supporting me on TikTok.
Oh,
Man. I
Apex
really
Secure,
appreciate
yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. Apex Secure. That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah,
For sure.
I appreciate you supporting me on TikTok. Listen, it's we got a lot to fight, right? And our hands are full over here because I mean, it's almost like the Democratic Party has rigged the game for so long that they lost sight of the entire picture, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you spending so much money? I mean, let's just talk about New York. How much money was spent against that brother?
Yep.
When the polls came out that he was lost, and guess what money that was? That was establishment money. Now, follow what I'm saying to you. If y'all could have just let whatever happened in the primary, that was that much more money to fight against Trump. You idiots! I think they're stupid. I'll say it. I mean, yes, they are absolutely some of them are absolutely in on it. But then, Ben, I have to say this right here. The corporate environment that these Democrats have been raised in, the fundraising environment in DC, the bars that they go to, the $200,000 to $400,000 to $500,000 jobs a year that these guys get, the billionaires that they are trying to attract to their organizations to get money from them. It's not even a big party. And it's not that we're not invited into it because they're not that elite and they're not that smart. What it is they're greedy. And the greed, and you guys don't have, let's not forget, folks, the Democratic Party and the Republican Party are businesses.
That's right.
They're not nonprofits. They're businesses. They are registered as businesses, and this big business. I mean, shout out to Ron Brown, R.I.P. my brother, but he turned the Democratic Party as we know it right now into a business, not an organizing structure. When you buy a t-shirt from the Republican Party or the Democratic Party, you listen, the chair of the Democratic Party technically can be a billionaire off of your donations.
Is that Wody?
Snoring, wake your ass up, nigga.
So Wody in there getting in a deep sleep, boy. I kept listening. I'm like, I'm hearing somebody snoring real good.
Hey, buddy. Watch out. Wake up, man. He gonna start snoring again.
Infinite Content said, Marcus, let's keep it a bean. These current Democrats are moving like 1980 Republicans. Yes and no. I think they're going further than the 1980 Republicans. I think they're further to the right.
Are the current Democrats or the current Republicans? The current,
I think the current Democrats are just as far right, if not more. I think they're further far right than the 1980 Republicans.
Well, let's be honest, right? Like in the 80s, you still had to. I mean, think about it. In the early 80s, we had a gas crisis. Like we had financial woes in America. Even the Republican Party had to figure out how to put money back into people's pockets. They had to figure that out. I'm not trying to say that they did. They just wanted to do it for white people, but they had to figure it out, right? The Republican Party and the Democratic Party right now, I mean, like the last social safety net that they did for America was Obamacare, and that was a corporate-driven bill.
And they ended up gutting it anyway, even though it was a giveaway to the healthcare industry, right? Yeah, they gutted it anyway, so they didn't let it last more than 5 years after he got out of office.
That part, man. So it is what it is. I'm not afraid of the Republicans or the Democrats at this point. What I'm afraid of is repeating the same tactics. Guys, Trap Squad, some memories came over me today about 2016 again, and just I think about people that I'm cool with now that just randomly said all kinds of crazy things about Bernie Sanders. So let me visit that on my show. This is my show. I'm on my show, so I can say this. Y'all suck, man. You remember that whole Bernie so black thing? You remember when? And I'm bringing this up for a reason, but just follow me for a second, Ben. You remember the Bernie so black thing? You remember how every black person was rolled out to say that everything Bernie did was sensitive to black people?
Yep, facts.
Okay, check this out. All that cap trash that they did it for Hillary. I bring that up because it's like, so y'all want to make it out, not basically friendship wise, not policy wise, but who we like, who we want in, who's gonna get me a job. We knows Hillary. And if you think about what Hillary Clinton, what line thread of neoliberalism that Hillary Clinton is, and you think about what neoliberalism is, does neoliberalism help black people, or does it help your rich ass? Does it help you, the influencer, the Clyburn that don't say nothing about him? I just brought it up because these Democrats have gotten a couple of years older, a couple of dollars wealthier, and I'm not certain if they get it yet that their style of politics is not working for anybody except them. Meanwhile, they're trying to figure out how to gaslight black folks and brown folks into supporting some moderate again that won't do nothing for them, while you need to do things to increase your voter base so you can beat Trump. The math doesn't math on how these people think. Again, I'm not here to rag Democrats. It's just the math doesn't math on how they plan on taking over and beating the Trump administration. And I don't care what neoliberal is watching this. What y'all doing ain't working. Y'all ain't making no kind of guarantees to people. Ben, am I off here or? I can't hear you, man. You're on mute.
Thank you. I've always been in this way. I think I've been a little bit further to the left than both you and Mundell, just a little bit, because I think it's on purpose. I think that they are complicit. I think they know I think that they are succeeding. I think the Democratic establishment is succeeding in their true agenda, which is to push us as far as they can push us without noticing. Right? They want people to forever guess, why did the Democratic Party not know what was going on? They do. Their job has been always to take, especially the establishment. There's layers to this. It's the establishment. Their job is to take the energy from progressives and dissipate it, absorb that and crush it. Their job has always been that, especially the establishment. And so when I see them making what a lot of folks call mistakes, I'm like, no, the mistakes are too precise. The mistakes are, oh, here we go. I got you back. The mistakes are too precise and the results are too consistent. And we've never had a dialectic. We've never come, when you're in a true dialectic and you're in a true debate, you have a pendulum swinging. We never had a pendulum swinging since Jimmy Carter. It's just been hitting to the right, to the right, to the right, to the right with precision. So for me, it's like, I don't think you're wrong. I just think I said it on Roland Martin's show one night and nobody agreed with me there. I said, I think Hakeem Jeffries is in on it. It's too perfect how it's playing out. And he gets to sit back and just shine, put on his little gold chain and take these Photoshop pictures where he was Photoshopping out his hips. You remember that photo? And just get to do profile shots, get out there, him and Cory Booker, get out there and make speeches and literally do nothing structurally to stop Donald Trump's agenda. You can't be that incompetent to me.
Yeah, you know what? You might be a little bit to the left because I want to give these folks the benefit of the doubt. But the more you think about it, I mean, look, look, man, that pendulum thing that you're talking about. These folks, both sides, are just trying to figure out how they can gaslight us into believing that somebody's going to do something different, knowing damn well that they're just going to do the same thing. And here's the thing: they have convinced so many black folks and white folks who are liberal. They have convinced these folks that just because I get in office, life is good.
Yes.
If you elect me, not what I'm going to do, right? Because Lord knows we don't have to talk about what we're going to do. Just elect me because I knew Bill Clinton. Just elect me because James Clyburn said so. Not just elect me because I'm going to fight Republicans. No, see, fighting Republicans is in the normal person's DNA at this point in America. Hell, MAGA is fighting Republicans. Hell, like they're based, they have the lowest approval rating across the board and like almost in like American history right now. It's crazy. So what does fighting Republicans have to do? Because there's enough of us that's going to fight Republicans. But what does that mean? Okay, I have an idea of what fighting Republicans mean. If Republicans are supposed to stand for big business, authoritarianism, what else? Big business, racism, right? Automation of jobs, racism, racism. Yeah. if they're supposed to mean that, there's an opposite side of it. If they want to get billionaires richer, there's an opposite side of it. That means that there has to be a party that fundamentally, unapologetically, not slow rollingly say, okay, once we get power, we're raising the minimum wage up to $30 an hour. Once we get power, we're providing free health care. You don't even have to pay your copay for Obamacare anymore. We're going to make sure that people have jobs, and we're going to slow down the AI automation, and we're going to pass laws where, you know what, it might make the business a lot more money to have a checkout, a AI checkout at the counter. But, we're going to pass laws that if you want to have a business in America and you get a business license, then you are required, if you're selling something, you're required to have one or two human beings actually to work that. I don't care if it's the owner or not. Like there's laws that can be passed, but they refuse to do that. They refuse to do it because the same people that are donating are the ones that own, so they always are going to half-ass us. Now, if Trump tries to run for a third term, it might be, the only good thing about that is it's going to be a violent America. I'm not asking for it. I don't want violence. But if Trump tries to run for a third term or there's no election, there's going to be a very violent response from a lot of people, including white people. You don't want to piss some crazy white people off, man, because they think they can run up in the Capitol as it is right now. So let there not be an election. I don't think they're going to necessarily, I don't think a lot of these Republicans are going to necessarily support subverting the Constitution on that level. Just my thoughts.
I honestly, I think that this is a flashpoint moment in that way, man. I think we're in a transition where Americans are going to have to, whatever it is in our capacity to do, every person is going to have to step up and do, because of that possibility that you said. I mean, we're facing actual fascism. We're facing actual dictatorship. We're facing actual authoritarianism. We're facing legitimately. So if you pause and ask yourself the question, who in the world can carry on like business as usual when the ground of everything that you built your life on is being overturned, uprooted on behalf of one man's ego, and not just his ego, but the fascist movement around him, right? But they're using Donald Trump's ego to get this accomplished. And so as they keep pushing this, as they keep changing the rules, not just the idea of him having a third term, but they keep breaking the rules, changing the rules. They keep redistricting to give themselves an advantage. They keep lying at levels that we have never seen. They keep denying new levels of truth. After a while, they're going to have to eventually just say that clean water is not good for you and that you're supposed to drink raw milk. Like this is the kind of idiocy that we're seeing. You look at the HHS with Robert Kennedy Jr. and what he's doing with the vaccines and how he's going to bring an age of pestilence on the United States of America. The real question is how is anybody carrying on, not as usual, but without adding fight to their usual, right? I don't expect people to collapse and fall back in fear and do something drastic. What I'm saying is as we face this flashpoint, people are going to have to find out what it is that they can do about it because it's affecting your life. And I love what you said at the beginning of the show. Everybody in the comments section, folks, you got to get active. Whatever that looks like, whatever it looks like for you, what is in your capabilities to do? If you're an attorney, we need you fighting and filing lawsuits. If you're a political operative, you need to be operating. If you're in the intelligence community, my God, do we ever need your help, right? Whatever it is, if you're a politician, don't be on Twitter tweeting. Do something. Right. But the rest of us, no matter what level of power we have, there's something that we can do. And I think every single one of us needs to really evaluate what's in my purview to do. Is it something big? Is it something small? Doesn't matter. As long as it's something that we can actively do to do our part, because every one of our lives are changing. So how is it that not every one of us are actively involved in trying to stop this?
You know, Ben, Jim Clyburn been doing all that stuff his whole career, and Donald Trump's still the president. Y'all got to stop listening to these people, man. It's that simple. Like, if you don't see, if you ain't out here on some Jasmine Crockett, Maxwell Frost, Bernie Sanders, AOC, I said it. If you're not out here on some, I'm gonna call and listen, they all got their flaws. But what I'm saying to you is, if you're not out here on some Medicare for all, guaranteed jobs program, reparation ass, if you're not out here on that policy level, if you just out here like, well, I'm introducing a new bill to make sure that flies have their wings covered, whatever. If you're not out here actually creating some policy that's actually gonna, and I don't care if you can't pass it. We know you can't pass it. But when you do get power and you don't, and you let a Hakeem Jeffrey say, well, that's whoa, that's too much. That's too much. Our donors, then you're trash. If you're out here worried about a safe seat, oh, well, if I do that, you know, my district is moderate. No, listen, your district is poor. There's no such thing as road anymore. Everybody's poor. We all should have the same talking points. Jobs. I don't care if you're in California, Georgia, Montana. You can win elections just talking about, hey, man, I'm going to go to D.C. and try to get a federal jobs program and increase the minimum wage. I guarantee you there's going to be a lot of conservatives who are going to be like, yeah, we need that. They have neglected the American people so long that the only policy possible is progressive. They have neglected America and American citizens for so long that you have to be a progressive, even if you're a moderate or you're just compliant. I mean, how long have the polls been out? I know at least since 2015 when I was on the presidential campaign. How long have the polls been out that said Medicare for all and raising the minimum wage was popular with Americans?
Yeah. And
And we still haven't moved nowhere in that direction on our side of the house.
But that's the point. That's the intent. That's the energy suck, right? That's where they hack into the organizing capacity of people like you, Mundell, you know, the mouthpiece capacity of people like me. You know, they tap into all these black folks. They tap into all the working class. They tap. When I say they, I'm talking about Democrats, and they drain our energy for decades, trying to explain to them how their policies could be better if they just could fix. If they, you could win more districts if you just. If you just did what was common sense economic policies to do, we've spent decades trying to convince them. And then it dawned on me, oh, they already know. It's the same thing they do with us on race. It's the same thing they do with us on the economy. The truth, when we didn't get the George Floyd Justice and Policing or the John Lewis Voting Rights Act, I was like, oh, y'all never intended to play by the rules that you set at the founding of this country anyway, through the amendments, obviously, because the founding of the country, we're still three-fifths humans, but I digress. The point is as a matter of democracy itself, as a matter of doing what the will of the people says, as a matter of even best practices for politicians, they are intentionally, they can't possibly be this incompetent. They don't need they know, and they are so precise when they strike against us. If you ever want to see how good Democrats are, see how they attack progressives. Now, there's a whole list of folks who are Democrats that I have to respect because of how they're going up against Trump. And I'm not going to lie. Like I originally, I would say like a year and a half ago, I'm like, why is nobody fighting against this oncoming storm of fascism? And then I started looking deeper and deeper. I said, okay, wait a minute. There are people who are doing it, right? But they're all doing it in their pockets. You have Democracy Docket and the guy over there who's doing all the work through the courts and filing all the lawsuits. You have organizations who are filing lawsuits. You have people who are organizing campaigns and etc. So you have people who are actively working against Trump, who are on the Democratic side of the equation. But as a matter of that Democratic establishment, the DNC, they know, and they have intentionally, in my opinion, my best estimation of all the last 10, 15 years I've been doing this, is that not only do they know, but they know precisely how to stop us from doing common sense policies that would help the average person, that would actually help Democrats win, which is how I know they're controlled opposition. They're not there to win. They're not the establishment.
No, it's I guess one of the jobs, my job to fight fascism is to fight the Democrats. That's allowing it.
Mayor Mundell is in the house. He's saying, let's go again tomorrow. And he's saying, you'll do it. He said, after the, what's Thursday night? What's Thursday night? Thursday night. I could do 8 o'clock. Yeah, I can do 8 o'clock tomorrow night for sure.
Yeah, I'm down. Hold on. Wait a minute. Trap Squad, Squirrel Gang. Y'all get 2 nights in 1 week of the Trap Squad.
Back to back.
This is like 2000. This is like 2021, 2022.
Well, let me tell you, Mundell is back jet setting. I'm glad to see him in good form. He said he was on a plane right now, traveling and doing the work, man. So God bless you, brother. We love you, man.
Yeah, man. I miss Mundell. I hope everyone understands that we all have a role in stopping fascism, and it is. We rarely see this, but let me tell y'all something. This shit is going to affect us finally. Normally, we don't see presidencies really affecting our day to day. It's the first time I remember, besides Obamacare, and really not even Obamacare, because I used to go to the ER anyway. I'm gonna get seen. Y'all gotta see me. I'm gonna get seen. Just go to the ER. Oh, you mean you're gonna mess up your credit? I have a head on my shoulders. It almost got chopped off. Like, so, but when
Wait, you
see a
serious? I don't know that story. Oh,
tank,
I was like, wait a minute.
I'm
Good, go ahead.
No, but I mean, when I didn't have insurance and I had diverticulitis and I had to have
Oh,
surgery before I had,
oh man,
I went
you went through that
to
without insurance?
I went to the ER.
Well, no, for sure, going to
Oh,
the ER. Yeah, definitely understand that. By
yeah,
all
no, but
means.
I had insurance when I had my surgery though, so it's. I mean, it is what it is,
Okay,
right?
okay,
I got
man.
one of
But
them
see,
pyro.
look at the decisions that they have so many Americans in. Like, Doc, the I don't know, man. I was just say over the last year in particular, man. Just the when you realize that the people who run this planet and the people who run this planet are the people who run this country are the most evil people in the history of this damn planet. You can measure that by the number of people they are crushing through the grinder of capitalism every day. You can measure that by what they're doing in Gaza. You can measure that by what they're doing in Congo. You can measure that by what they're doing in Sudan. You can measure the level of evil by what they are actually producing on the stage. And so now I'm just the entire system is so evil. The only question for me is how do we survive? Right? How do we, the people, survive? Because if you think of Babylon, when Babylon fell, of course, King Nebuchadnezzar, he ended up dying, but so did like however many the population was. I don't know what the population was, so I'm just going to throw out a number, but so did like a million people of the average Babylonian, right? You think about the Egyptians in the Bible, right? So Pharaoh didn't end up dying. I think maybe he died depending on which version, if you're reading the Bible or if you're talking about the 10 Commandments where he didn't die. But that's not the point. The point is who died from the plagues in Egypt? The average Egyptian. Who dies when an empire falls? Who the people who died the most during the Roman Empire fall? The average person, not the politicians, not the aristocrats, not the richest people on the planet, the people. So while I know this place is evil, the people who are running this planet are evil. The people who are running this country are evil. My question is how do we get out of this evil system without the masses of just the average person having to suffer and die because of the evil people at the top?
Empathy, getting rid of narcissistic dictators, stop allowing ourselves to be gaslit by moderate people, whether Democrat or Republican. Ben, there was a moment in time in America where if you said Gaza's wrong, you were an anti-Semite.
Yes.
This was last year. This was this year, earlier this year, actually. If you just said that's a genocide, you got labeled as, you would get fired. They have gaslit us across the board. Now, here's the thing. Humanity, the world, people who don't give a damn about how you feel in America have been saying, yeah, that ain't right over there for a while. Like, no, there's something fundamentally wrong when over a coliseum full of people have passed away that are sitting in their own land. So from the media conglomerates, from the ultimate gaslight that's been happening across the board, from just people being plain a-holes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right, Mondale. That's right. The entire world was saying what was going on in the Gaza Strip with Palestine and Israel was wrong. But we, Americans, if we said it was wrong, we were labeled as being an anti-Semite.
That part. That's how evil this place is, man.
That's how evil it is.
It is so evil that if you call genocide, ethnic cleansing, and the murder of and we stopped counting, right? They stopped counting children at 15,000 children. They killed 15,000 children before the first 6 months was over. I had it on my board, my whiteboard back here. They reached 12,000 children within the first 4 months. Right? But it's so evil that if you call the murder of children wrong, you were considered anti-Semitic. That's how evil this planet is.
Listen, Ben, they they got us so good, man, where there's not one major news station that will tell the truth.
Not one.
We don't have a single like we don't have one single station. This is how they know they can just get away with all. MSNBC won't even cover it right. CNN
Barely.
won't even cover it right. They'll bring people on, right? But across the board, when it comes down to it, like you got to look at Al Jazeera.
That's right. That's right.
I mean, and then they'll have you thinking that Al Jazeera is saying propaganda, and Netanyahu has to the gall to recognize Armenia as going through a human rights crisis while he's implementing it on another country. We are in some crazy times, folks. You are now rocking with clickbaity political thirst trap. You're with Pastor Benjamin Dixon. Mayor Mondale Robinson is in the chat room. And also your boy here, Marcus Farrell Live. Go check me out, Marcus Farrell on TikTok, YouTube, clickbaity political thirst trap, and also make sure if you're watching on any of the other channels, make sure you go follow Pastor Benjamin Dixon channel. Man, we have been going at it on these Democrats and on these Republicans. That's what we're going to do on this channel. If you have a problem with truth, then you want things the same. But don't get mad at me when that tank start rolling down MLK in your city. Don't get mad at me if we turn this democracy into a kingdom, right?
The wrong kind of kingdom, because they wouldn't dare. MAGA would never let America truly be a kingdom of God, Christian nation. They wouldn't, because they'd have to get rid of capitalism. But I'm sorry, I just had to put that in there. Go ahead, Doc.
No, it's fine. I am first. Okay, so another thing that I like about myself with what I did is not to toot my own horn, is I'm intentionally going after the Republicans right now hardcore because I want a space where I can talk crap about Democrats and what they're doing. I don't want when I say something about the Democrats, I want it to stick, right? I'm cooling off. Don't think for a second that there hasn't been a bit of me that just wanted to go off on that New York situation that Mondale is helping out with, I believe, or going off on the establishment, older candidates that are dragging these newer, younger, fresher candidates across the nation, right? I mean, if you watched Clickbaity last week, Danny D. Glover was on the show. He's running for Georgia's 2nd congressional district, and he got one of his first major press hits, right, Ben? So he got one of his first major press hits. What does the establishment, Democrats in Macon do? They make it a point that the congressman showed up to a show. This is folks in his own town showed up to their show and got on television. Also, I understand that's the nature of campaigning and stuff like that, but like it's time for some folks to just sit down. Also,
yeah,
I mean, don't you just think at some point you had your shot and it's not working? You just making a paycheck right now. Listen, all you got to do is just get elected to Congress, and you can be the honorable for the rest of your life. I believe that's how it works, right? If you make it to Senate, you can be the honorable so and so. Go take that check on J Street. On K Street. Go get that check somewhere else. Stop making laws because y'all are not good at it. Y'all are making Republicans who basically their whole thing is the money. Black people suck. That's their whole platform. and they're beating our ass with that simple ass platform. Brown people suck. Crime. Republican. Elephant. And they're beating. So whatever the Democrats are doing, it's not good enough. Y'all need to sit down. Shout out to in the events. Dragon Con is happening in Atlanta this weekend. So if anybody wants to come to Atlanta, dress up like a fool and party with Marcus, let me know.
That's cool, man. I like that. I love that.
Yeah, I don't even know what I'm gonna be yet, but I'm gonna figure out something. I'm gonna go up in there with a Casper the Ghost, a little, just the white sheet with the holes.
Oh, boy, they're gonna think you in the Klan. Boy, you better be careful there.
What's all behind that? So I ran in the news today. You've been seeing that I've been. Hopefully you guys have been watching that I've been running the news every single morning around 8 o'clock. Trying to make sure that everybody stays informed. There are a couple of things in the news right now that I think are pertinent to know about. Zelensky, the Germans, Europe basically came over to America this week after Trump and Putin hung out. You know, the European folks are a little bit concerned that there's no safeties for Ukraine at this point from the American government. Trump, I think what Trump is doing right now across the board, man, is he's trying to cover for, I think a lot of the extremeness of it is to cover for this Epstein stuff. I think the Epstein paperwork, as long as they stretch it out, I think something in the Epstein files got him dead to rights.
Oh, for sure, no doubt on that. Yeah,
like really, really, really bad. It must be really, really, really bad. Like is it impeachable? If it comes out, I need to figure out how that works out. To all of my own,
that's a tough one. That's a tough one. I'm not sure if it's impeachable.
Proven that he's committed a crime while he's
then
president,
he needs to get arrested and then go to jail.
Yeah, but he can just pardon himself, can he?
Depends on if it's federal crimes.
I need to talk to my
if it's state level crimes, then he can't pardon himself.
Got it. So hold on, I got some more mojo, but I think I want to wait for Mondale to come back. So, and your camera's off. So it's been my beautiful self. You ready to call this thing in?
Hey man, we can call it since we're gonna pick it up again.
Yeah, we're gonna pick it up again. Let me end the show tonight. Listen, folks.
Mondale, hang on. Let me give a shout out to these two super chats.
Oh yeah, my bad.
Infinite Content, thank you for the $5. The only outlet that I see it get right on Gaza coverage is Zateo, Owen Jones, you all, Electronic Intifada, and other independent outlets for sure. Facts on that. And Mayor Mondale coming through, doing what he do, breaking the algorithm. Appreciate your love, man.
That's awesome, Mondale, man. I didn't see you, man. That's great. Listen, folks, you've been watching Clickbaity Political Thirst Trap. We're 5 years deep in this.
Yeah,
we're 5 years deep. Our show is 5 years old. So for those of you who've been here since day one, man, I personally really appreciate you. I know that Ben does, and I damn sure know that Mondale does, right? We are a show that keeps chugging along, and for some strange reason, we all three end up showing up every single week. For basically, we had one maybe a 6 month, 7 month pause, but we even did a special show during that time period. So, But we've been here, and we do this, and we check up on y'all. It's time for America to fight our way, and we need your help doing it. You guys need to start doing more content of your own. You guys need to get ready for the fight of your lives when it comes down to registering people to vote. You need to actually go out of your way and find out what the laws of your states are, so you can make sure that your friends and family knows what's legal to vote. You need to go ahead and start planning your day off work for election day, because I have a funny feeling that in some of these red states, they're going to just tell people to go home at 7 o'clock instead of letting people in. The opposition wants us to defeat it. These people are demons, and they want us defeated. They want Black people in jail. They want Latino people out of the country. They want women barefoot and pregnant in the damn kitchen again. So yeah, you have a right to be mad at whoever the hell you want to be mad at, whether it's the Democrat who ain't doing nothing or the Republican who's doing it. So fight hard. See you guys tomorrow.
That's right.
We out.
All right. Later.
Trap squad, 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 trap squad. Hey, clickbaity political. Yeah, thirst trap, trap squad, squirrel squad. Our mission is critical to speak the truth to the masses. We here for the fight. We ain't started, but we here to finish it. Sick and tired of seeing the privilege. Take advantage of the weak and the innocent. So we let a voice be heard. Every single weeknight, unapologetic. Black people, despite this white supremacist system that we live through on a daily, we still throwing up those acorns cause we represent clickbaity. Trap squad, trap squad, trap squad. Let me hear ya. Trap squad, trap squad. Throw those squirrels up if you with it. Trap squad, trap squad. Yeah, I see you, yeah, I see you. Trap squad, trap squad. Trap squad, trap squad, trap squad. Hey, squad. Let me hear ya. Trap squad, trap squad. Throw those squirrels up if